First, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And light snow. We're not seeing, big amounts, but it just keeps coming.
Yep, it's that consistent lake effect machine that doesn't want to turn off.
Yeah.
And that's the case here early today. We'll take a look at the radar right now. As you can see here, the snow bands are tracking right now, and when I was mentioning this yesterday, I was kind of hinting that we didn't really have, at least the models didn't have a good idea on how these snow bands are going to form. And now as I'm actually seeing them develop, it kind of makes sense. You can see how just incredibly scattered and weak they are. There's no general organization here. There's no dark blue intense band, which is leading us to multiple things. For one, obviously the temperature difference between the air and the lakes, which of course is getting less and less of a difference, is one factor. Two, there's the upper atmospheric winds. Just there isn't really any good sustained forcing here, which is why the models had a tough time for it. Nonetheless, we're not out of the woods yet. We still have, you can see downwind, some lake effect influence. So it's something we're tracking early today, and enough to still produce some nuisance snow showers for at least the next few hours at minimum. Either way, we look at the roads, not too bad out there. You head into those higher elevations, though, there could be some slippery spots. Less traveled roads as well, something to mention there too. Temperatures are in the 20s right now, wind chills a little cooler in the teens, and while we do track that nuisance snow early today, we have some cold nights on the way as well, and then following that, there are some signs pointing to March coming in with the potential heat wave, so something we're tracking as we head toward next week. For now, though, you can see here temperatures in the upper 20s, drying up with some peaks of sunshine this evening. We have a look at your Friday and weekend forecasts straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Syria.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now is 6:11, going on 6:12. And as we take a look at your forecast today, we have some snowfall this morning, but thankfully, impacts will not be as high compared to, of course, what we experienced in days, weeks, and months past. So let's begin your forecast in a minute. Here's a look at current conditions outside right now. Light snow at Rome, 26. The temperature feels like 18 with that west-northwesterly wind of 7 miles an hour. And a look at the roadways today. The main roads are pretty clear. Side roads and less traveled roads might be still slightly snow covered. So just budget a little bit extra time. But once you get on these main stretches here, you will be in the clear getting to where you need to go. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing some scattered lake effect. For right now, nothing appears to be intense. The good news here. We'll closely watch a couple of these heading into the southern valleys, but the bands are incredibly narrow and they're not lasting that long. Highs for the day in the upper 20s, pushing 30 degrees with some stubborn flurries this evening, but besides that, drying up at least until the very earliest into Saturday morning. We'll be tracking, of course, the arrival of that rain or snow system and the temperatures, most importantly, coming up shortly. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The FDA will review Moderna's.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Thursday morning, we are tracking some lake effect snow to start your day, and we'll dive into how it's impacting the area. Let's start out with a look at downtown Utica. Maybe we'll see some of those flurries falling in the street lights there. And it's not a very significant snowfall rate, which is the great news here, because it means the roads will look a lot more like this and a lot less snow covered, with the exception of some of those less traveled roads and, of course, primarily in higher elevations that didn't really warm up yesterday, or in fact got to see that major cool down yesterday evening with that blast of snow. So you can see here, most roads are pretty clear to start your day, but just budget extra time getting to those roads if your side road might still have some snow on it. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing this overall trend pushing its way south based off of the latest readings regarding the atmospheric data right now. It's just pointing to at least the snowfall weakening for the most parts. You've got on and off snow showers in the southern valleys. It is shifting south of central or northern Oneida County since the last few hours. So when it comes to impacts, the two main things today: nuisance, lake effect snow, and patchy black ice. Something to look out for, especially on those untreated surfaces. So throughout the day, as that wind direction shifts to a more northwesterly flow, it's going to at least produce some additional flurries in the southern valleys. I wouldn't count out snow entirely today, but at least what we can see now, this is about the strongest the snow will be all day long. Then tonight, it's quieting down. Overnight lows fall into the single digits. It's a pretty quiet Friday. We're up into the upper 20s, pushing the mid to upper 30s by the afternoon. We have a southwest wind and some sunshine. Enjoy Friday's weather. It's going to be a very nice final day of February. As we head into March, well, it actually starts out warmer. We're in the mid 30s by 6 a.m. We have a cold front working its way through, producing some snow in the hilltops, rain in the valley. It's not going to last long. Now, we could be seeing some patchy drizzle Saturday afternoon, but either way, highs will push 39, 40 to as high as 42 degrees. So this might be a taste of what's to come, but as we enter March, primarily the 6th to 13th here, notice we have a lot of orange here on the map, indicating above average temperatures expected. Now, why is that the case? Well, we've been experiencing all these fluctuations in the jet stream, but we're going to be seeing next week is a Bermuda high, which is basically going to force south winds into our area, and that is what we look for when we expect a heat wave to move in. So, I mean, I guess I would call it a heat wave. We're looking at potentially 40s and 50s down the line, so it's still really far out. We're going to closely watch the development of this Bermuda high, but when it sets up, we got some warmer weather on the way.
Just the word Bermuda sounds nice.
Yeah, I think it's a very good fitting word for keeping us warm.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you're just getting up, some snow fell overnight, but the big question is more on the way. Meteorologist Eric Gay joining us now with the answer. Eric?
Yeah, we do have some more snow rolling through. Thankfully, it's not really that intense. So if you're heading out this morning, impact's not that high. Let's take a look at the radar here. As you can see, we have some very narrow, or in fact very light bands here. It's very scattered, and this is what we like to see with a lake effect event. If there's any dark blues and over a very certain area, it lets us know that things are a bit more intense than usual. But nonetheless, we have some minor lake effect here pushing through the region. Once this begins to exit, things are going to start quieting down this afternoon. Nonetheless, though, we look at the roads early today. Main roads are very clear. The side roads and less traveled roadways might still have some snow on them. So one of those mornings here where just budget a little bit extra time. You look out your window, if your road is snow covered, once you get to these main roads, it won't be. So just plan accordingly heading out today. Temperature 26 with light snow in Rome right now. Feels like 18 out with that wind chill. Something to mention today is we're going to be seeing those temperatures climb to the upper 20s, wind chills remaining in the teens. So lingering lake effect this morning ends with a few stray flurries. We're going to be tracking a few colder overnights in the single digits near zero. And then besides that, we do have a bit of a warm-up on the way, especially as we head into next week. We'll be tracking that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Former President Bill Clinton and his wife...
Nights on News Channel 2, where the news comes first.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Before we get to our photo of the day, if you're just tuning in, we do have some nuisance snowfall across the area, not amounting to much, but potentially coating some surfaces with a dusting to an inch or so of snow. But throughout the day, the snowfall will be tapering off. Now, speaking of snow, a couple dogs here that have been enjoying the snowfall. Look at this shot of Boone and Becca from Van Hornsville, sent in by Sherry, and just look how much they're enjoying that snowfall out there. And of course, their smiles put a smile on my face. I hope it did for you watching right now as well. Just two adorable little pups there. If you have a photo like this showcasing your neck of the woods, maybe something adorable like this, WKTV.com/weather/pics, a place to submit your own photo like that. That photo and every photo every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary.
Eric, thanks. The iconic Rock and Roll Hall of
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we're tracking some nuisance lake effect snow to start your day. But after that, it's going to be pretty quiet, at least until the weekend. We'll take a look right now at downtown Utica, where we have a few flurries falling in the sky. Obviously, those main roads are pretty clear outside early today. The side roads and less traveled roads might be a bit more snowy, but you can see here a look at some live road conditions right now. Once you hit the main drags, you're pretty much good to go. So what are we looking at right now? Well, we have disorganized, weak lake effect response here coming off of the Great Lakes. So this is enough to at least still produce some snowfall, especially as you enter central Otsego County. A bit less up north as that snowfall has shifted more to the south in the last few hours. But nonetheless, the two main impacts today, snowfall, which would be more of a nuisance than actually impactful like yesterday, and then black ice, which will be focused mainly on untreated surfaces. The main surfaces that are treated, ice would not be an issue. So we look at our skycast here. We have some lingering snowfall early today. That'll taper off to maybe a few stray flurries, mainly south of the Mohawk Valley. And the rest of us, maybe even seeing a few glimpses of sunshine. Nonetheless, though, today, highs in the upper 20s, low 30s. Now, tonight, it's pretty cold. We're going to be falling back down into the single digits. And then tomorrow, we've got a cold start, but a pretty nice day. Lots of sunshine and high temperatures pushing the mid to upper 30s with that south wind at play here. Something we'll be definitely looking forward to. Then Friday night, we finally exit February and we enter March with a warmer start in the mid to upper 30s. The arrival of a cold front producing rain in the valleys and snow in the higher elevations sweeps through, and we'll be hovering in the 30-plus degree mark for much of the day, but it'll be generally cloudy, maybe even damp with some stray drizzle, and then for the most part, though, a bit of a breezy evening. So Saturday, maybe not so much as nice as Friday, but nonetheless, we look beyond this weekend to the 6th to 13th of March, and look at this. So when was the last time we saw a sign that pointed to some serious heat coming in? Now, heat relative, obviously, but what that means is that we have what's called a Bermuda high centered over Bermuda, and that's going to be dragging a south wind up the east coast into our area, which will be providing us with some good warmth as we head into the middle of March. So something we're tracking there. At least for now, though, we have pretty much everything. Rain, snow, warm, cold for the next few days. Friday, though, looking probably the nicest. We got sunshine, upper 30s pushing 40 degrees.
maybe 70s next week.
Well, fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get a surprise heat wave.
Eric, thanks. Yorkville Police, Different Gage joining us now. And Eric, the light snow machine has stopped, at least for now.
Yes, and we're going to see that winding down, and it's going to be pretty quiet the next few days, Gary, even with some opportunity for sunshine.
Oh, my.
Yes, you got some of that on tap. Here's a look at the radar now, and depending on where you are, you might even see some glimpses of the sun. Keep in mind, and I always am trying to say this whenever we have these types of lake effect setups, if it weren't for the Great Lakes, we'd be sunny out right now. So in these bands that are fizzling out, in the spots that aren't seeing lake effect, cloud cover, you are seeing some blue skies. And there's a better shot for it tomorrow as the wind direction begins to shift. But you can see here, We're already starting to see that wind direction shift right now, more of a southerly wind compared to that more northwesterly flow that followed that frontal boundary yesterday. A live looking Cooperstown right now. I think we have some sunshine peeking out a little bit here in the southern valleys. Temperatures are hovering in the 20s across a lot of the central New York area. Pretty much all of New York State. However, look at that. You head down to Poughkeepsie. We're at 40 right now. I think it did drop a few more degrees. It was pushing 30 heading down into the southern valleys. So we're in that range of upper 20s, pushing 30 degrees. It's not going to be really that warm today, but we head into tomorrow. Although we're talking mid to upper 30s, that late February, early March sun is going to be powering that daytime heating, and I would not be shocked if we push the 40-degree mark or even higher in those lower elevations tomorrow. We'll track that sunshine and what follows as we head into the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Bosnian Independence Day.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Some stubborn lake effect snow across the area for much of the morning hours. If we take a look at downtown Utica right now, roadways are still looking pretty clear. Huge shout out to the crews hard at work this morning. I know some of the side roads a little snow covered, but again, we'll take this type of snowfall any day. I mean, yes, it's cloudy out, but as long as the snow is light enough where travel isn't that impacted, that's the best part of a snowfall here in central New York. But either way, we look at the radar right now. We're not done with snow just yet. It's slowly shifting north. It's weakening, but a few stray flurries are possible as we head into this afternoon and evening. Zooming out a little bit, we are missing a much larger coastal low, which is providing the areas south more with rain than snowfall. That's mainly focused in those higher elevations near West Virginia. So this doesn't appear to be another major system that the Northeast is looking at right now. But nonetheless, temperature 25 degrees, cloudy skies. The wind chill, however, feeling like the teens. So it doesn't really feel that warm out. But either way, we're going to cool down quickly tonight. Falling down into the teens and single digits. Wind chills, same story. However, the winds are going to be weakening as we head, say, closer to 9, 10, 11 o'clock with calmer conditions. So what happens the next few days? Well, I've got some good news for you. As we head into tonight, yes, it's cold. Overnight lows in the single digits, but it's warming up quickly tomorrow. We're at that time of year where you get that strong enough sun angle, and this warmth, the sunshine, the warmth, or the warmth the sunshine provides is going to be a lot more intense. And we're going to see it tomorrow. With clear skies, the models are going to indicate low 30s. I'm thinking upper 30s, pushing 40 degrees with some of these spots here, not to mention the south wind. So we'll watch the temperatures tomorrow. But either way, it's going to be a very nice sunny day for your Friday. Enjoy the rare sunshine we get here. We'll see clouds roll through Saturday, a brief round of rain, even some snowfall in those higher elevations. And then just some nuisance drizzle and cloudy skies. It's going to be a damp Saturday. Highs maybe 41, 42 degrees. But either way, following that, it's going to be cooling down with that cold front rolling through into the 20s again by Sunday. But I want to focus on this map right here. You see this? A lot of orange and not a lot of blue. We've seen a lot of blue in the past few months here for the Northeast, but between the 6th and 13th of March, we've got a Bermuda high moving in. What does that mean? Well, it's a high center over Bermuda, and it's going to be dragging in those south winds, which is what we need this time of year to produce warmer days. And that looks to arrive again after the 5th and 6th of March. So we've got some warmth on the way. We'll see how consistent that pattern puts itself in. But either way, the next 7 or so days, we've got some warmth here and there. I would say slightly above average. We do have some cold overnights, though, single digits, near zero. So we're not out of the woods with cold yet, but we're at that stage where there's starting to be a battle of the warmth versus cold, and I think a lot of folks maybe are looking forward to some of that warmth.
Light at the end of that winter tunnel, that's for sure, finally. Eric, thanks. The procession for Jesse. This is Gabe Gutierrez reporting, and Eric joining us now, and Eric, spring right around the corner, right?
Or maybe right over my shoulder, either way. Yeah, we do have some signs pointing to...
I like that shot.
Yeah, it always cracks me up when I see this photo. We have signs pointing to a warming trend as we head into March, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So yes, maybe spring would be right around the corner. You can see it right here, of course. The warming trend approaching us as we head into March. And for now, though, let's take a look at the current conditions. We see here, Yorkville Battery Live radar, some snowfall. Hit or miss right now. It's weakening. It's not as strong as earlier in the day today, but still, as it exits central New York, we actually have a quieter stretch of weather moving in, at least for the short term. That warmth, by the way, not really arriving in full force just yet, but we could have a taste of it starting tomorrow. Live look in Cooperstown, we can see here, of course, a few more clouds falling, clouds in the sky. No snow falling right now in Cooperstown, and temperatures hovering in the mid to upper 20s, about as warm as we'll get today. And as we head into tonight, we're going to cool down quickly, back down into the single digits. Before we warm up quickly tomorrow, and especially on Saturday. We'll talk about those temperatures and what follows for much of the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Yorkville police diffused a terrifying incident yesterday morning that left the suspect injured. They responded to the area.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, things are starting to quiet down after a snowy morning. We look at downtown Utica, generally overcast. You might be able to see a very faint view of some blue right above my head here as the cloud cover starts to at least fizzle out. We could be seeing some more opportunities for sun this evening, but there's a better shot for it as we head into tomorrow. Current temperature 25 with cloudy skies at Griffiths and Rome. Still feeling a bit frigid though. Feels like 15 with that wind of around 10 miles an hour. Now notice northwesterly wind was reported there in Rome. There's a battle of those wind directions. You can see here it's starting to shift. We see those clouds shifting south, but we have that southwesterly wind starting to move in. It's going to take a little bit, but once it starts really pushing its way through the area, we're going to see some clearing conditions. A live look at the radar here to the south is where we're starting to see, of course, some widespread rain heading toward the D.C. capital area. Of course, some snow in the hills of West Virginia, but it's missing us entirely, so nothing really to track beyond that. Now, when it comes to temperatures, we do cool down into the teens tonight. Winds will be a little bit weaker as well, so that's the good news. Wind chills not as cold, despite the actual temperatures dipping down into the low teens, single digits. But regardless, as we head throughout the day tomorrow, there's some warmth on the way. So you see here, we have some partial clearing this evening. Otherwise, cold tonight, especially in those spots that see those skies clear. And I think this time of year, when we have very thin cloud cover, the models are very, for a nice term, not that good at putting out these cloudy conditions. So I do think we're going to see some colder temperatures tonight than what some of the models are hinting at. Either way, tomorrow afternoon, a different story. With all the sunshine we'll be seeing, that late February, early March sun, you really are going to start feeling that stronger sun angle, because despite models saying low 30s, I think we have a good shot of hitting 40 tomorrow with that south wind and those clear skies. So enjoy tomorrow's weather. It's going to be beautiful out. Lots of sun, completely dry. We're going to see a cold front roll through as we head into Saturday morning. It's a weak one, enough to produce a round of rain, maybe some snow in the hilltops, some patchy drizzle in the afternoon with lingering clouds. But then we cool down, especially with a trailing cold front that moves through overnight Saturday into Sunday. and that'll spell in some stronger winds and some much colder temperatures with some snowfall to start your Sunday. But in the meantime, as we head beyond the weekend toward the 6th to 13th, you see here a lot of orange, a lot of warm colors. We haven't really seen this in our long-range outlook, which means that a strong south wind arriving probably after the 5th of March could bring us some serious spring-like weather, taste of spring possibly. We got to get through this battleground of temperatures, though. I mean, we're talking upper 30s, potentially 40s, and back down to single digits. It's that time of year, Gary. The seasons are clashing across the area.
We are due. It's been one long winter. Yeah. Eric, thanks. Well, new details are emerging in the ongoing investigation.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Quiet today?
Yeah, pretty quiet day. We're actually looking at a warm-up in store as we head into tomorrow. It should be a beautiful afternoon. In fact, it looks like the warmest day in 43 days. I think we'll make it into the low 40s. A live look outside. We've been tracking some very light lake effect snow showers and flurries, and we could see a couple of those tonight, but in general, the weather looks to remain dry. It's cold, 26 degrees, seasonably cold. We do have a wind out there making it feel like 17. We do drop into the single digits tonight, so it's going to be a cold night. But we are tracking warmer weather, in fact, into the 40s Friday and Saturday. That includes quite a bit of snow melts, at least for the short term. It does get colder heading into Sunday and beyond. Looking ahead, though, a pretty significant warm-up is on the horizon, not in the short term, but as we look down the road into early March. Mostly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures will be in the teens and low 20s. Again, tracking a warm-up. We're taking a look at how long this lasts into the weekend, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
The Village of New Hartford is proposing a new law.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening and welcome back. We are continuing to track some colder weather for the short term, as in tonight. It turned out to be a pretty cold day. Temperatures in the 20s, a few light flurries and snow showers. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Still remaining mostly cloudy, but the skies are expected to clear out this evening, and that should set the stage for sunshine as we head into Friday and a significant warm-up. In fact, we're thinking we might hit 40 degrees tomorrow if we can get enough sunshine. It's been 43 days since that has happened. You got to go back to January 14th. We were 45, so it's been a while. And it looks like this streak will come to an end. By the way, we got really close to hitting 40 yesterday. We came up just shy 39 degrees. Again, those stats come from Griffiths in Rome. It's obviously different in other parts of the area. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet out there. Local temperatures, again, it's seasonably cold. Dolgeville 26 degrees, Little Falls 29, Deansboro 23, Hamilton 25, Cooperstown 25, Oneonta 27. If you've been enjoying winter sports, it's been a fantastic season for winter sports. The weather isn't quite as good for this as we head into Friday and Saturday as temperatures climb into the 40s. The snow starts to become slushy and very, very soft. But then things firm up on Sunday as we fall below freezing. Turns a little icy, though, so something to keep in mind if you're going to be doing some snowmobiling or some skiing. So look at the radar and satellite image. Again, pretty quiet weather for the short term. We are tracking clearing skies as a little mini dome of high pressure works in. Our next weather maker comes from the north. Another very fast-moving clipper goes well to the north. It does drag in a cold front on Saturday, but not a lot of weather is expected here in the short term. It's cold tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the single digits. We're expecting partly cloudy skies. Friday morning, 8 a.m., temperatures in the teens. We should see sunshine for the first part of the day, and it looks like a pretty nice afternoon. I think we make it close to 40 with that late February sun angle. I think it's going to make a big difference and help bring temperatures close to 40 in the afternoon. The weather remains dry into Friday night. A cold front drops in from the north, and this could bring a very brief round of rain and snow showers early Saturday. Saturday still looks relatively mild. I think we'll make our way into the upper 30s to low 40s. And then the colder weather does work in from the northwest. On the backside of that front, we will see temperatures drop Saturday night as well as Sunday. We'll be back into the 20s. A cold stretch Sunday and Monday, followed by some snow possible Tuesday, but After that, as we look ahead, so we're looking into the first part of March, there's a significant change in the jet stream, a very strong signal. We don't often talk about these extended outlooks because things are very uncertain in this time frame, but every once in a while when we get these big dislodging patterns, this is one of those. I think we're going to be seeing much warmer temperatures as we head into the 6th through the 13th. So that's a week from now and into the following week. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 9. Tomorrow, partly sunny and warmer. Temperatures climb into the low 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Get a few showers here, especially early Saturday, 42. Colder Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 20s, overnight lows in the single digits. Some light snow Tuesday, and then temperatures start to warm up. We'll be in the 40s again Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, Bill, thank you.
A New Yorker takes a
Bill Cardis to see what the temperature will be like tonight.
Yeah, it's going to cool off quite a bit tonight, and that's because we're looking at partly cloudy skies that will also allow us to see the planetary parade taking place at the very tail end of the month, which is now. You should be able to see 7 planets. Of course, you can't see them all with the naked eye. Several of them you will need a telescope or a pair of binoculars. These are not aligned in a row, but rather making an arc across the sky from east to south to west. So again, just setting the expectations here. It's pretty neat to see this, and you're going to want to check this out as soon as sunset, when it gets dark enough, because a lot of these planets will set in the night sky over the next several hours after sunset. Again, tonight an opportunity, tomorrow night an even better opportunity. We're expecting partly to mostly clear skies here in central New York. Some clouds out there this evening, but again, some of these will be thinning out over the next couple of hours. Looking at generally dry weather. We're into the 40s over the next couple of days, and then some cold weather returns Sunday and Monday. If you're taking the dog out for a walk tonight, partly cloudy skies, cold, temperatures in the low 20s. Tonight's featured dogs Sadie and Ellie from Miller's Mills. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A new bookstore that we told you about.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A cold night tonight. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will drop into the single digits, close to 0 to the north. The Adirondacks, you can see the temperatures are already 19 degrees. Old Forge, which, by the way, has had a banner winter. For people that love winter sports, this has been the best in years in terms of duration, even better than last year in terms of how much snow and how long the snow has been on the ground for people that like to snowmobile and ski. Again, it's been a great winter. For folks that don't like winter, it's been a long one. We're seeing sunshine that lasts longer these days. In fact, we're gaining about 2 to 3 minutes of daylight each day. And it's really noticeable this time of the year. In fact, today's sunset 5:46. Next week it's 5:55. 2 weeks from now we're over to daylight saving time. We'll see our first 7 o'clock sunset of the year. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We've been tracking a few very light flurries and snow showers throughout the day, but there really isn't much out there tonight. We did pick up a very small accumulation of snow yesterday evening in the city of Utica, another ½ an inch. Well, actually, for the whole day, it was 1.5 inches. So 109.5 is where we stand on the season in the city. That is 32 inches above average. We don't foresee any significant snow in the future, at least the near future. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro, 27 degrees. Barneveld, 25. Old Forge, 18. Inlet, 19. Jeff and Mohawk, 27. Stewart and Cooperstown, 27 degrees, Scott and Edmonston with 25. So the weather stays fairly quiet in the short term. We're looking at a change in the weather, a change in the wind direction, I should say, and that's going to allow for some warmer temperatures to arrive. These snow showers to the north and west, a few of these will arrive Friday night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, it's cold tonight. We're down into the single digits, but we do expect sunshine for Friday. Again, a south wind is going to allow for temperatures to warm up. We're getting into the time of the year where the sun angle matters. Now that we're into late February, I think we're going to make it to close to 40 degrees here in the Mohawk Valley, which will mark the warmest day in 43 days. That's the last time we hit 40. As we look ahead to tomorrow night, some clouds will arrive, and we do expect a few rain and snow showers as we head into Early Saturday morning, I think temperatures will make their way close to 40 degrees before colder weather arrives as we head into the second half of the weekend. A very strong change in the jet stream is expected for the early part of March. It's expected to go way to the north. The extended outlook is calling for above average temperatures. This is 1 to 2 weeks out. Now, we don't normally talk about things this far out, but when we get these big signals, I think it's worth mentioning. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 9. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warmer, high of 42. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Low 40s Saturday, rain showers in the morning. A cold stretch Sunday, Monday, highs in the 20s, overnight lows in the single digits. Snow is possible Tuesday before the weather warms up. We're looking at highs in the 40s Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
The forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Pretty nice day across central New York, a lot colder compared to yesterday. We had a couple of flurries out there. Those have gone away, and it's looking to be a pretty quiet evening and a quiet night tonight. It will be cold, though, with skies clearing out. Temperatures are expected to fall into the single digits. We're sitting at 23 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Winds are light, but there is a wind chill making it feel like 17. Cold night ahead. Again, lots of places fall into the single digits. Close to 0 up north. We climb into the 40s on Friday and Saturday, the warmest days that we've had in quite a while. And then we're looking at some colder weather to return on Sunday. Looking ahead, though, there are a lot of things that are pointing to more spring-like weather as we approach the end of next week. We'll talk more about that. Mostly cloudy skies. This evening, temperatures in the teens again will clear out tonight, setting the stage for a cold night. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Thank you. The Village of New Hartford is proposing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
A colorful sunset from our CAPV Tower Cam. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. Looking pretty quiet. Nice to see a little bit of twilight and a colorful sunset at this time as our days continue to get longer and longer. It was a cold day today, but the few times we've seen the sunshine, you can just kind of tell we're getting into the tail end of winter here. That sun is so much stronger and so much brighter. Tomorrow we have the first time our first opportunity to do something we haven't done in 43 days, and that's hit 40 degrees. It was January 14th the last time we did that. We almost did it yesterday. We were 39. I think with a little bit of sunshine, we should be able to do this tomorrow. If not tomorrow, we have a chance to do it on Saturday. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We've been tracking a few flurries today, but things have quieted down this evening. Skies are expected to clear out. We have something called a planetary alignment. We will call it the planetary parade. That's probably a better way of describing it because they're not going to be in a line tonight. But if you check right after sunset, if you have clear skies and you look from east to south to west, you should be able to spot 7 planets. You have to use binoculars or a telescope to see some of the ones farther away like Neptune. But they're there. They're more of an arc in the night sky, and we'll be able to see that over the next couple of nights. If you like winter sports, boy, it's been just a fantastic winter for that. It turns slushy over the next couple of days. That is the snow. But Sunday, it does turn icy. It should be a little bit easier of a time to get out and do some snowmobiling. But again, do keep in mind, temperatures are going to be above freezing over the next couple of days, so some of this snow is going to melt. Whitesboro, 27 degrees. Cassville, 25. Old Forge, 18. Jeff and Mohawk, 27. Worcester, Carroll, 32 degrees. Stewart and Cooperstown with 27. A little bit of a break in the weather for the short term. Our next weather maker arrives tomorrow night. A weak cold front works in. Tonight's cold. We're down into the single digits. So we should see sunshine, though, for Friday, especially in the morning. I think that's going to help temperatures climb into the low 40s. We're expecting dry weather throughout Friday afternoon. A cold front arrives overnight. It produces a round of rain and snow showers. Saturday morning, a few sprinkles around. It doesn't last for long. Temperatures will start out in the upper 30s to low 40s and then gradually cool down throughout the day. It looks breezy and colder. Colder weather continues to work in for Sunday as well as Monday. Looking ahead, there is a sharp change in the weather pattern that's expected in the first part of March that could give us a significant warm-up that could last for several days and our first real taste of spring in the cards. Again, this is looking 8 days out. Again, we don't normally talk about things this far out, but there's a very strong signal. It's been pretty consistent here. I think it's worth at least mentioning. Partly cloudy, down to 9 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warmer, high of 42. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Colder weather Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 20s, overnight lows in the single digits. Snow is possible Tuesday. Temperatures climbing to the 40s Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you.
Coming up, meteorologist Bill Cardis. Where was this? It's beautiful.
This was in Lee. This picture taken by Nikki. Beautiful sunset this evening. Very, very colorful. Nice to see it. Nice to see any sunshine these days. We're very thankful for that. I think we'll get more sunshine tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a really lovely day. In fact, it's getting a lot warmer after a very cold start. Skies have cleared out. We saw some light snow showers throughout today, but they've amounted to very little. Already down to 12 degrees, clear skies, calm winds. We're going to drop into the single digits in most areas tonight. Up north, close to 0. So a very cold night ahead, but it's going to get a lot warmer tomorrow, despite the cold start. We're looking at temperatures near 40 degrees. We haven't hit 40 in 43 days at Griffis and Rome. I think we'll be able to do this tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Saturday. Some colder weather returns Sunday and Monday. I think we're not done with the near 0 overnight lows. We'll have a chance Sunday night, another chance Monday night. But looking ahead, some big changes on the horizon and a pretty significant warm-up as we look ahead. Tonight, partly cloudy, down into the single digits. Think we're somewhere between about 5 to 10 degrees locally. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. State Senator Joe Griffel wants it.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Pretty quiet night. Clear skies, cold. Temperatures already down into the teens and single digits across central New York. By the way, tomorrow, if we hit 40, it'd be the first time we've done it since January 14th. Again, these stats are from Griffis and Rome. We almost did it yesterday. We almost did it last week. Got as warm as 39 in the month of February. Maybe we get a chance to do it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, a good chance Saturday. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's pretty quiet out there after a couple of light snow showers throughout today. With skies being clear tomorrow night, we have the ability of seeing what's called the planetary parade, where you've got 7 planets visible in the night sky. You need a telescope to see some of the farther ones, like Neptune. But they're there, and they're in an arc. It's called a planetary alignment, but it's not in line in reality. Also, something to keep an eye on, this is for early Tuesday morning. We have a total lunar eclipse that's going to be visible here in central New York. We'll be able to see the first half of this before the moon sets at 6:30. So only about the first half of this. You also want to make sure you can see the western sky really well. You get a low vantage point because the best part of this is going to be when the moon's really low in the sky. I think skies will be clear, but it's going to be cold early Tuesday morning. If you like doing sledding or anything winter related, I would highly encourage you to get out and enjoy the snow because we've got some melting in sight as we look ahead. In fact, Friday, Saturday, temperatures will be above freezing, the snow will be slushy, and then it turns icy on Sunday. Pretty quiet weather for the short term. Tonight, temperatures drop into the single digits. We're expecting sunshine Friday. Should be a beautiful day. High temperatures climb into the low 40s. A cold front arrives Friday night. It produces clouds, a few rain and snow showers, and a drop in temperature. We'll make it close to 40 early Saturday, and then it cools down Saturday evening, Saturday night, and that change will continue into Sunday. Very significant warm-up is in sight. A very sharp change in the jet stream is expected a week from now, and this prevailing pattern lasts into the middle of March. So this is a long-range outlook, but I wanted to show you this because we've been getting some very strong signals that this could be pretty significant. We'll see. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low of 9. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warmer, 42 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 42 on Saturday, showers early. The cold weather returns Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 20s, overnight lows near 0. Snow is possible Tuesday. Temperatures are into the 40s Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Gorgeous sunset here. Where's this from?
This is in Lee.
In Lee, wow.
This was taken by Nikki. Beautiful, lots and lots of colors. It's nice to see the sunshine. Some cold weather today, but it is going to warm up. And for those of us that are itching for spring, and we're going to get a little taste of it tomorrow. It's not going to be really warm, but it's going to be the warmest it's been in 43 days. How about that? We're looking at dry conditions out there. The Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's clear, it's cold. We're down to 12. I think we'll drop into the lower single digits in some areas tonight. So a very cold start to Friday, but even with the cold start, it looks warmer by the afternoon, and it's all thanks to the late February sunshine. I think we're going to get a decent amount of that tomorrow. It's going to help bring temperatures into the low 40s. Looking ahead, cold weather returns Sunday and Monday, and then it starts to warm up again. We're doing this roller coaster, and we're heading upwards. We're heading in a warmer direction. We're going to talk more about that coming up. Partly cloudy tonight, down to 9 degrees. Again, outlying spots closer to 0. Tracking warmer weather, at least for the short term. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. State Senator Joe Grifo.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Things look quiet. It's cold. Temperatures have already dropped into the teens and single digits. We are likely going to break a streak. 43 days in a row since temperatures have not hit 40 degrees. We haven't done it since January 14th. We came close several times, including yesterday. We were 39. So it's been close, but no cigar. I think we'll be able to do this tomorrow, if not tomorrow, by Saturday. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet. Been seeing some very light snow showers, but those have since gone away. In the night sky, a couple of interesting things to watch here over the next couple of days. Number one, the planetary parade. There's 7 planets visible in the night sky in the evening time from east to west. They're not in a line. I know that you look online, it's a planetary alignment. Well, you're not going to see them in a straight line, but you'll be able to see them. You'll also need a telescope for some of the planets farther away, like Neptune. Another thing to watch in the night sky, a total lunar eclipse. This takes place on Tuesday morning, 4:50 a.m. to 6:30 in the morning. We only get a chance to see the first half of this because the moon sets at 6:35. So you need to have a very clear and low vantage point of the western horizon. You got to have nothing in the way in order to see the best of this. It's also going to be very, very cold as we head into Tuesday morning. For those of you that love winter sports, it has been an outstanding winter. There's still time to enjoy the snow. Tomorrow, Saturday, it's slushy. Sunday, the snow conditions will be icy as we fall below freezing. Make the most of it because we do have some warmer weather in the future. Bigger picture shows a relatively quiet weather pattern for the short term. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight lows in the lower single digits. We'll see sunshine Friday. The winds turn into the south, and that's going to kick out the cold air and bring temperatures into the 40s here in the afternoon. The weather remains dry. Tomorrow night, clouds thicken up. There will be a cold front that swings through very early Saturday morning, bringing a round of rain showers and snow showers. We'll climb to near 40 degrees, and then temperatures will slowly cool down throughout the day. While colder weather looks to return heading into Sunday. Long-range weather patterns. So we're talking a week out, 1 to 2 weeks out. Jet stream. And it looks like it's going to take a massive switch. It's going to drive far to the north. This is such a different pattern than what we've been seeing for the past 3 months. It looks like this is going to rearrange the whole country in terms of weather. And we could be talking about a significant warm-up as we head into the middle of March. Likely a taste of spring, maybe a really big taste of spring. Time will tell as to how warm and how long this is going to last, but I just want to let you know, if you're itching for some warm weather, there's something to watch here down the road. Partly cloudy tonight, 9 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warmer, 42. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Into the 40s Saturday, showers early. Sunday looks dry. Cold weather here, especially Sunday night. Look at that, 1 degree for the overnight low. Could be below 0 in spots.